believe it or not, they're changing my voice because they know that I'm right and I'm not a liberal or a Republican or a conservative. In regards to Roe versus Wade, I have several important points to make. What the actions of the political parties and groupings are saying is contradicting their words, as you know. Now let's explore why that is. Point number one. What one does is what they are really saying to God and humanity. For example, when those who are in the spirit of the nation and the Republicans say that they are not racist, but set the stage for white people to increase their numbers by banning abortions in red states, what are they really saying? So increase their numbers proportionally, right? They are saying that they want to to control sexual behavior and the future demographics of America to continue satanic white supremacy. So they want liberals to abort their kids because they're disproportionately minorities, and they want to continue satanic white supremacy. That's what their actions are saying. It's what the governing class is saying. Bipartisan agreements, corporate partnerships, transnational corporations. Yes, that's how it works. The iron triangle of economics, the iron triangle of sociology. There's no other way it could be. Two, another example is people who say, I am the top martial artist and God's son, but do not do what I say. If they truly believed, then they would do what I say. On the same token, people who say that I am not the top martial artist and bring up stupid reasons like saying no one has ever heard of you, or why don't you try out for the UFC, are also contradicted by their actions. They are saying that they are too stupid to know what it means to be the top martial artist. Character, okay, the highest lifestyle, higher logic, the absence of ill-gotten gains, and outdoor sparring shows us who the top martial artist is. Okay, a lot of people have come out and said martial arts is about character. Okay, and outdoor sparring shows us several things, we'll get to that momentarily, that reflect the character. The type of challenge in the first place is the only type of challenge the top martial artist would have, okay, or participate in to prove he's the top martial artist, because that's how you prove it with character, right? Spar it, spare it, instead of beat him up for no reason, okay? If people need to see you beating somebody up, they're too stupid to appreciate what it means to be the top martial artist anyway, and there's no point. Okay. Fair outdoor sparring shows us the highest cause and divine intention, right? Morally precise intention, when we carefully consider it. Insight and sense, sound judgment and mental clarity, commitment to wise action, right? What does it take to be a leader, right? Committing to wise action. Course, what course are you on? And Godspeed when we carefully consider it, right? Godspeed is sort of, God doing the marshaling, the source of moral precision, justice, and righteousness in nature, the Spirit doing the marshaling. Okay. The alpha point of the logical moral path, passion. Okay, so the alpha point. So what point was made when I strike him? I maneuver him, I strike him in the stomach or something. You say, boom. I consider the courses I should take, right? Course and path. Okay, and I said that is the master path for the moral person. Passion, discipline, timing, heart, willpower, brain power, and more. Okay, so what kind of vessel did God choose? I'm the son of two doctors, one a brain surgeon's son, right? So it shows us willpower and brain power. God's will, God's speed. Of course, you have light contact, right? What tactic? Are you using contactic or are you using a divine tactic, right? Light, right? The light of the world, light of justice, light of righteousness, light of vindication, light contact, right? Light speed, God speed, what have you, so to speak. Okay. It also shows us the point of life. So I'm going to use a play on word for the word point, right? The point of life, the point of sparring, okay? The point of love, the point of being made in the first place by God, the highest point of leadership and sense, the point of being the top martial artist, and the point of a spear, and of course the point of marriage, martial is marital scramble, are all connected. I often say spar it, spirit, and the spirit are all connected. Due to generational ill-gotten gains, sparring will be dead after I die, and the people who do it, like the rest of the world, will be the walking dead. Now, some of you say, well, what does this have to do with the Supreme Court's decision? Well, when you bring up God, you're into the realm of sparring, right? Mental sparring, spiritual sparring, okay? You're in the realm of the greater religious realm, okay? Jesus is said to be the heavenly warrior defeating the beast in Revelation 19. Okay, and Psalm 89, God is saying in the story that he has anointed a warrior because that is what it takes to really be his king, right? Kings wear swords for a reason, okay? Even Wikipedia had an article where it said Saul did not do his king duty when he didn't face Goliath himself in single combat, in natural single combat, okay? And there's all kinds of other scriptures that show us that they're talking about, being a warrior and being a spiritual warrior. And of course, the highest point of being a warrior is being a martial artist. If you're a big brute and you're in an angry rage, you swing a club or something, outmaneuver you and cut your fucking head off, okay? Obviously, my tactics are superior. Rage and brute force are inferior to agility, ability, nobility, and skywalking footwork and surgical striking, right? It's the sharp double-edged sword of Scripture, not a tree trunk being held by a big knucklehead. All right. Now let us consider the Supreme Court's decision and how it is proven wrong by sparring. The right-wing Supreme Court justices argue subtly and otherwise that they are given authority by God to do his will. This is complete nonsense, and they are mere puppets and idolaters that God despises. Their actions of being part of massive groups that are aware of who I am, even sharing their spirit and not mine, makes it crystal clear that they are doing the work of the spirit of selfishness, okay, wickedness, injustice, organized madness, organized rape is rape by deception is rape, white supremacy. God is not a white supremacist. The Bible didn't even take place, okay, if you're going by the Bible, in Europe, it took, for the most part, it took place in Africa and the Middle East, right? Egypt, okay, the Roman Empire where it was in the Middle East, and so on and so forth, right? Jesus didn't go on this journey through Europe. He hid in Egypt when he was young, and he went through the Middle East, okay? And Hebrew is an Afro-Asiatic language, not a Eurasiatic language. So it's insane to think that God is a white supremacist. Mass theft and more. The military is no stranger to my sparring argument, and neither are the churches that they are a part of or aligned to. They, to varying degrees, know that they do the work of the devil, and the devil's worst work is to cheat me out of my right to lead. Because remember what sparring shows. It shows the things that God has chosen, has set apart, right? Remember, Exodus 32, he set apart the Levites at that point. Jesus argued in John 10 that God set them apart. We see in Psalms, it said God formed them and knit them together in the womb for a specific purpose, set apart, okay? And these principles, these natural principles, no white privilege, no generational ill-gotten gains, but natural principles in a worthy person, right? Logical, moral path, passion, discipline, timing, heart, willpower, brain power, more, okay, and all that stuff I was talking about earlier, okay, proves that I'm set apart by God to be the focused, morally intense, and universally morally precise leader of all mankind. And no scripture contradicts that. I've been studying the Bible for many years. I've been reading scripture pretty much every day in videos for years. Okay? No scripture contradicts that. All right. So again, mass press theft. Okay, I went over that. They to varying degrees know they do the work of the devil, and the devil's worst work is cheat me out of my right to lead. They do not have the mental vision, the mental, moral, romantic, or spiritual vision to make calls on behalf of all humanity and still be right with God. And sabotaging me just elevated me more, as their Bible points out, so they must accept all my divine verdicts would be at war with God spiritually. Okay, remember in the Bible, Jesus says to Pilate, after Pilate says to him, he says, you say you are the Son of God. He says, you have said so. What's he talking about? He's saying, your actions of bringing me in here for this specific reason, after you've been informed to some degree of what has happened here, okay, and your exact response to the situation says by your actions, it communicates through nature. God communicated through him, in a sense, through nature, that he is the Son of God. So God has said so, and also Pilate had said so. Okay, so everybody by their actions have made it crystal clear that I am Christ come back, and the top martial artist ever, because their exact response to my going on 9-year
top martial artist challenge, which is up to $10 million if I'm compensated, $60,000 if I'm not. You pay nothing if you lose, $50 just to show. Okay, their exact response with representatives of all their cultures is the exact response, the authentic response to the top martial artist ever arguing that he should be in charge. And that the top martial artist ever possible is Christ come back, because that is the pinnacle, the first and the last, the alpha of alphas, the king of kings, he with many crowns, a crown of timing, a crown of justice, a crown of discipline, a crown of willpower, brain power, insight, sense, sound judgment, mental clarity, commitment to wise action, and more. Wisdom, etc. Thank you.